What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, the focus is on Javon Small, the second-year point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, who is currently, maybe not for long, sitting on a two-way. Let's get into it. Before we go any further, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the beginning of the next basketball season, and I need your help to get there. Thank you very much for clicking on this video.
Wait, I did come in for the 808. 808, big man in the paint, I talk hoops. Lay up, free throw and swoosh.
So I was real happy when the Summer League team was announced and the Grizzlies were going to have Javon Small on the Summer League team, because it is essential in my eyes that a Summer League team runs better with a real point guard on the team. And you know the Grizzlies are kind of infamous for going into Summer League without a real point guard, and that usually leads to some chaotic team play during the Summer League, and you really can't get a feel for the other players when there's no point guard on the team, because point guards, regardless of all this positionless basketball, have a way of organizing teams for the better. So Javon Small entered Summer League as on a two-way, second-round pick, drafted 48th overall in 2025. So, after a rookie season that saw him play way more than anybody could expect, he played 41 games and averaged 20 minutes per game as a rookie. And the beginning of the season was kind of rocky, which should be expected for somebody who was a late second-round pick. But the end of the season was very, very promising. And you guys know me. I like to see the promising rookie season, but I'm skeptical when it's during tank time for a team and the other NBA teams aren't really taking you seriously. So it was going to be very interesting to see Javon Small's development as a player during the summer. So what exactly did we see that was very, very, very promising? First, Javon Small shooting. Now, I am always skeptical of little guards with a very varied shooting history in college. Now, he did shoot very well from three coming into the league. And last year he shot 42% on, 42% on 8.1 attempts per 100 possessions. That is excellent shooting. Excellent shooting, excellent volume. He did perform very well. But like I said, it was tanking time. So coming into this Summer League, I wanted to see if the shooting held up. And guess what? It did. And if you keep, it's something that Chris Harrington said on the podcast. If you keep shooting 40% in different settings, maybe you're just a 40% three-point shooter. That's something that we talked about with Boozer. You keep shooting well, maybe you're just a good shooter. And Javon Small being a good shooter is very, very interesting for his future development. Second, his ability to press up on the ball. Now, if you know anything about Isiah's system, it will require the point guard and other players to pick up into the half court defensively. In the front court defensively. They want to put pressure on the ball and kind of have the offense starting with a shorter shot clock. And Javon Small is very willing and able to do that very much, and to a good degree. Now, as a player in the NBA last year, he did that, and he was pretty effective. He did get average about 1.5 steals per 36 minutes, which is pretty good for somebody his size. He's not the most lengthy of players, but he does put pressure on the ball. He's not up to the par of Scottie Pippen Jr., but he is very, very capable of doing that. And third with Javon Small was the scoring acumen. He is, regardless of his size, he is mainly a score-first point guard. So, everybody wants to have these, what they call true point guards, where they sit around and pass the ball, just move the ball around and just hit their open shots. But that's not Javon Small. He is a guy that can break the defense down off the dribble with or without a pick. He can get into the lane and make stuff happen. He has a good floater game. He can finish pretty decently for his size. And the fact that he is a 40% three-point shooter, or has been, opens up a lot more of his drive game. So coming in, you expected, can Javon Small compete with Walter Clayton Jr. for that third point guard position on the Grizzlies? And what Javon Small showed is not only can he compete with Walter Clayton Jr., he might be good enough to earn a regular contract earlier than expected. I'm 99% sure that before this season's over, he is going to be on a regular long-term deal, one of those climbing specials, either 3 or 4 years at maybe the minimum or a little over the minimum. He is going to be on that kind of deal. And if I'm not mistaken, there's some money left over from the MLE after signing Quentin Post that could be earmarked for him or Richie Saunders. So, what didn't I like from Javon Small? Now, we have to always remember context. Javon Small is a 6'1" point guard. He was drafted 48. He is coming off his rookie season where he played more than anybody could expect it. So, I can admit this is my own personal feeling. I came into the Summer League wanting to see the Cam Boozer showcases. I wanted to see Cam Boozer shine. And Javon Small kind of had a tendency not to get him the ball as much as I thought he could have. Now, that might just be my personal perception of what it is, because I wanted to see Cam with the ball so much more. But there is no denying that Javon Small won games for us in the Summer League with his performance, especially his scoring performance. Now, he was a little disappointing in the finals, but, man, what can you say? The Grizzlies were pressing up the entire Summer League, putting full court pressure on every team, and, playing a back-to-back for the Summer League championship. Legs might have got away from him. So I won't hold that against him too much. Also, I think for me, for Javon Small's context, that is probably the only deficiency that I saw as far as my expectations for Javon Small. Now, I don't expect Javon Small to be some future starting point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies or any other team. But I do think that he could effectively do what Scottie Pippen Jr. did a few years ago and be the backup point guard to a strong point guard as a starter. Now, of course, the Grizzlies essentially have, 5 backup point guards on their team and no real proven starter. Between Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., Walter Clayton Jr., Javon Small, and Cam Spencer, that's 5 guys competing for the point guard position and 5 guys who are probably best suited for a backup point guard role. Now, I don't know how the Grizzlies are going to work this out, but I do not see them letting Javon Small get away from them. I think he is probably either first or second in the pecking order as far as long-term value. Now, I know that sounds crazy because I can admit Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. are probably better players right now, but we're talking long-term. If they can get Javon Small locked into a 4-year, barely over the minimum or minimum contract right now, that gives them a lot of flexibility. If he is your backup point guard, that gives them a lot of flexibility to do with the rest of the roster, with Cam Boozer on a rookie deal, Cedric Coward still on his rookie deal, Kareem Lopez on a rookie deal. That gives you a lot of flexibility with the rest of the roster to do things when you have a reliable backup point guard. Because one thing the Grizzlies have proven to be able to do is they can find more of those backup point guards. So they can get another third guard pretty easily from the NBA waste bin or through the draft in the second round. So that is not the issue. So they could find value maybe via trade or something else, most likely doing via trade for Scottie Pippen or Ty Jerome. Then they can promote Javon Small up to the backup point guard and let one of the other guys rock as the starter. But you guys, let me know what you think or what you thought of Javon Small's Summer League performance. Were you as impressed as I was about his ability to step up when needed and his ability that was shown that he could actually be a backup point guard in the NBA as early as this season? As a second-year player drafted in the second round, that is kudos to the Grizzlies scouting process, the drafting process, and the ability to get these guys locked down on contracts that are beneficial to the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me know what you think of Javon Small's performance in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am Memphis X, and I talk hoops.
I did coming for the 808. Big man